Well, we'll start this video outside my basement where people have left more trash, which is not supposed to be sitting outside. I take a walk through my lovely neighborhood, showing all the abandoned things that are here. Why is there a barbecue stuck over there? Trash is a common sight here. For rent signs are also pretty common as well. Yeah, that door doesn't even close. Put their trash here. We have an abandoned building over here. This one's been working on for a while. Overgrown, weeds. People like to sit and hang out here a lot. They were in the middle of working on this, and it's kind of got just abandoned here. Notice the violation from the village. They got lots of violations here. This has just been abandoned. They were working on it, and then they just stopped right in the middle of it. Another police sign. This is also abandoned. And those people, they just dump their trash in that spot. I don't think they live here. This has been Police Vacant. It's all abandoned here. But this is all abandoned. Right, this is occupied. We're walking along this side of Willis Avenue. Again, you can see the trash. It's not just the heat. This neighborhood is extremely depressing. Across the street in a minute. Because even the Red Cross is closed. I don't know why, but see that there's a sign in the front. They say they're closed for renovations. There's always trash here in this spot. Plus, there's the parking lot there that's kind of, always see people hanging out in that parking lot. I don't know what they do over there. You notice the complete lack of anyone walking around today, even though it's a nice day. It's like you don't see anyone walking their dogs or anything. Yes, we have a lot of plane noise here. I don't know why the flying planes over us. We have northeast winds today. They like doing that anyway. This is the church where some nut walked in and vandalized statues and then got released on no bail. Notice there aren't many trees around here. There's some here. But a lot of them they cut down. Coming up to another abandoned structure here. Looks like they are working on it or were working on it. They are working on this one, but it's been empty for a while now. Been working on this for a while. Building permits are there, but There's nothing going on inside. Cross back over to the other side. There's signs for a flea market, but I don't see a flea market going on here. I guess they're finished for the day. There are expensive apartments down the street, Fairfield Metros. But those people, they don't walk around the neighborhood. They kind of just, that's the issue. They build these apartment buildings with the people that just get in their cars and go elsewhere. They don't walk around here. If this place is still here, but we're going to come up to more abandoned stuff in a moment. That building looks abandoned. So we have a lot of vacant buildings here in Willis Avenue in Mineola. Yeah, that's vacant. That looks vacant. Doesn't look like there's anyone in there. I don't see any curtains in the windows or anything like that. This is definitely vacant. Notice the state of disrepair the street is in. So this is also vacant. I think looks vacant to me. So this is what I'm faced with every day. This is also abandoned. This was abandoned recently. It's amazing how fast the weeds grow in. They put a fence around here. Another building permit. And this was an ambulatory surgery center. It's not anymore. They put a fence all around it now. This is all abandoned here. See the weeds growing. Again, there's not many people around. All right, that place gets some people, but I mean, it's pretty deserted here. This is all abandoned here. Let's see. There you go. This was abandoned recently, too, within like the past year. And this building looks like it's getting ready to be abandoned too. Might be an office in there, but this just looks very vacant here. See how sad it looks. That they just redid, but that's empty. That they just redid, but that's empty. Nobody's in there. They have a hard. I don't know. They probably get write-offs for doing that, but at least they renovated it. But this is just sitting here abandoned. See the weeds. The jungle growing in here. You can see the weeds and everything. This looks terrible. Let's see that. And then that's the abandoned Weston Beef, which, see if I've got time to check out again. Yeah, this building looks like it's fairly abandoned, mostly abandoned. People are parking here, but they're definitely not being kept up at all. Crossing the Oyster Bay line. Yes, got a jungle over here, it looks like. There's absolutely no landscaping done in this area. I'm just going to briefly show you the street if I've got time. This is Roosevelt Place. This is where the deadly stabbing happened. I'm too scared to even walk down this street. Maybe I'll do a video another time, but you can see the shape of the road. It's just total neglect in this whole area, man. I was barely covered in the news, too. Again, look at the Weston Beef. I took a short of this, but we'll take another closer look at it here. It's just all abandoned. Weeds growing. This was our only supermarket in Mineola, and now we don't have a supermarket at all. It's growing. So depressing, man. Well, we have some people walking around, but it's all being reclaimed by nature eventually. Yeah, there could be homeless people in there. It wouldn't surprise me. You got homeless hanging. We have a lot of homeless here in Mineola. Very depressing. There's some people walking. So, a few more people walking over here. They're probably going to... There's a bar restaurant down that way. Probably going to. Again, I hate this crossing. This crossing is so dangerous. I'm just having trouble getting the stroller across. And they should have really eliminated this when they did the whole thing. Taking the sidewalk to nowhere. The sidewalk ends, and I've got to cross to the other side. All in all, pretty depressing place. Pretty depressing place to live, especially bad enough if you don't have mental illness, but if you have mental illness, it's even worse. The tunnel with no sidewalks. How do you get away with building something like this in this day and age that's not accessible? Only in Mineola. See, no sidewalk there. Closed. Again, this area for lease. Be sitting empty for a while. Then you have this building here, which sometimes you see homeless camping out in front of. I don't know if anyone is even in this building. I do like that they keep building stuff, so they're doing more stuff over here. Now that's why that sidewalk is closed on that side, and I don't know. I think they're building another parking garage or something. It's just crazy. They keep building stuff, but we have empty buildings all over the place in this town. And there are no trees here. No trees. Notice the complete lack of any trees at all. That's why it's so hot here. That's why I had to do this video on a cool day. So otherwise I'd get too hot walking around here. Once you get to this part of Mineola, it starts getting busier and starts getting better. Well, I did want to show you this as well. So that's another building there that they're building. It's another apartment building. This might be another apartment building. I don't know. I don't know what they're building over here. But they keep building these apartment buildings, but it's not really helping the town much. They just keep building stuff. And this place went out. Got a bodega here. It's not exactly a sign of a great neighborhood. Yeah, when I was dealing with the incense, those people that were living by me, they were getting the incense from this place. Put some artwork there. So this part of town gets a little bit better already. Once you cross all Remain and start heading this way. So you put some nice artwork over there, and there's the Morgan Park over there. So you'll see how you get into this part and it gets changes for the better. Still not particularly busy though. I don't see many people walking around. I'm sure if we were in Rockville Center, there would be a lot of people walking around now. And that right there is the Morgan Park, and there's the Lucaritos. So it seems like that's bringing some people in. Again, this part of town here is better. Once you get to this part, got some nice artwork there. So we're trying to make this part better, but where I live, Willis, this is completely forgotten. Still not particularly busy. Hopefully be busy later. But pretty empty. Considering how beautiful the weather is, it looks pretty empty here as well. So, still struggles even over here. But anyway, I think we will end the video very shortly. We do have some people over here. There's the St. James over there. And, yeah, they got this stuff here. So we're trying over here, at least. Again, it looks pretty empty over here. Not a whole lot going on. Still a lot of space for lease. That's the theme, no matter where you're going. Yeah, Mineola. So, like I said, they're trying over here. But my section is completely just very depressing. Well, in that building, have very easy access to the train station. What we got to do is go through that little tunnel, come out, go through over here. Fortunately, this is a hangout for homeless people. It smells very bad over here, too. But we're at the train station, which is the busiest part of town. Seems like that's the irony of it. Most of the people are looking to get away from Mineola and they're getting on the train. You know, there's a homeless person. He hangs out here every day. But yeah, this is the part that's busiest. So here you go. You can get an idea of what I deal with here. But even by the train station, it's dirty. It ain't clean at all. Definitely not the kind of thing you deal with when you're on the South Shore. Look at this. This is a tripping hazard. This is a tripping hazard right here. And this truck is trying to get through. Here's the train before mine that I'm not getting on. This is dangerous over here. Somebody could trip over here for sure. It's not good. Not good at all. See how well these no parking rules are enforced? Not at all, by the way. Well, people shouldn't be parking here, and because of all these people parked here, this truck can't get through. So this is what I mean. Even in the better part of Mineola, we're still dealing with things like poor layouts and infrastructure and things like that, where things are just not designed properly. Got homeless people hanging out over there. That guy hangs out. He yells at people. Let's see what's going to happen here. We don't know. But he yells at people sometimes. Well, there you go. Why am I not in the Pine Barrens today? Well, look at the sky. It's all junked up. We had contrails, and now we have cirrus stratus and a little bit of haze from wildfire smoke. So that's why I'm not in the Pine Barrens. So, yeah, that's going to bring this video to an end. Still, it's comfortable out, so I will get some walking in, but it's a struggle when you have depression and you've got to deal with all that stuff. Kind of makes you not want to get out of bed for the day. That's it.